Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Che Durano and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. So now it's not even safe to go to the playground. You would thought that would be the one place you could send a kid to have a good time where you wouldn't have to worry about a demonic beast stealing your kid's soul and then leaving you with a husk named Jonathan. Well, it turns out that this is not the case because I'm bringing you today's list of top 10 cursed playgrounds that should be avoided. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Make sure you stick around for the whole video because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you all love so much. If any of you at home need some more Most Amazing Top 10 content, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We are starting to do Facebook exclusive content, so you guys aren't going to want to miss any of that. If any of you at home need some merch, you should check out the link below in the description, and you should use the offer code MA10. That'll give you $5 off, which means you can grab a shirt for 10 bucks, which is a sweet deal. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Alright, we are going to kick off this list by heading over to Alabama. In the town of Madison, there is a playground that is said to be super haunted. During the day, it looks very unassuming. Maybe a little run down, like it could use a coat of paint or maybe an updated slide. But once the sun sets, it is no longer a semi-safe place for your kids to play. It becomes a place where the spirits of lost children come to have a good time. There have been several ghosts that have been spotted, but the most popular seems to be a brother and sister holding hands as they run laps around the perimeter of the park. As for the other ghosts, it seems like most of them laugh and play all over the park. People who live close to this playground say they can hear the sounds of giggling children coming from the park. But there are nights when it feels like there's a little bit of darkness in the air, and you can hear the sounds of screaming children. One person said it sounded like a child being tortured. Sometimes it gets so bad people will go over to the park to investigate, but nothing has ever been found. At number 9 we have Drone Park. Drones are some of the scariest technology in recent years. Flying robots that can be used for pretty much anything. When you give that power to a human being, they almost always use it for evil. That's what happened at this cursed park in Akron, Ohio. It was just a few years ago, back in 2017. Kids started noticing a drone that was flying close to the park. It didn't seem to have any photographic capabilities, so kids weren't afraid of people taking their picture, but what the drone did have was a speaker, and it started flying down close to the kids, trying to talk to them and lure them off the playground. Thankfully, the kids were smart and knew not to follow this drone and quickly told someone, but the pilot of the drone was never found, which is very frightening. These creeps are starting to get better tech. A playground doesn't need to have something supernatural to be cursed, it just needs some weirdo to make it dangerous. At number 8 we have more ghost kids. We're doing a list of cursed playgrounds. You can bet that there's going to be a lot of ghost kids on this list. And the DeSoto Grade School playground in Illinois is packed full of them. Back in the 1920s, 300 students and teachers died at this school. There was a violent tornado that was ripping through the town. Everyone went into the basement to try and shelter themselves from the storm, but it was not enough. Now the ghosts have been seen all over the property. Sometimes people will hear children laughing, and other people have said they've heard children screaming out saying it's coming. At number 7 we have the Rhode Island Haunted Swing. You guys might have already heard about this one because the video went super viral a couple years ago. Everyone was going bananas over the ghost that took a visit to a playground and was apparently very bad at riding a swing. Is that proper English? Riding a swing? Or is it swinging a swing? Who knows? Just take a look at this video.
There's no wind out here right now.
No one on it either.
Look, there's nobody on it.
It's just moving.
There's no wind. Look at the other swings. And look at
I love how even in the face of the supernatural, that dad remains 100% New York. It does look very strange. All the other swings aren't moving at all, and the dad in the video claims that there is no wind on the playground. But if there is a ghost in that seat, it does look like they're riding the swing completely the wrong way. Also, there's a few videos out there that debunk this video, so I'm gonna leave it up to you at home to decide. Do you actually think it was a windy day and the people filming just didn't notice? Do you think it could be a possible prank video? Or is this clear evidence that something spooky is happening? Let me know in the comments. At number 6 we have the Sunland Hospital, Orlando, Florida. On these abandoned hospital grounds there is a playground that has a very dark past. The hospital has gone through a lot of changes over the years, each one of them more gruesome gruesome than the last. At first it was a place where people would be sent who were dying from tuberculosis. It was supposed to be for treatment, but back then TB was a death sentence. So basically it was just a home filled with diseased people waiting to die. Once the plague of tuberculosis started to die down, the hospital was converted into an insane asylum. The living conditions were so horrendous and there were so many reports of inhumane experiments taking place on the patients. Eventually the whole place was shut down, but the building still stands along with the playground. Horrible screams can be heard coming from the grounds at night, and people have said they've seen glowing orbs floating around the swings. What is it with ghosts and swings? They love swings. At number 5 we have the haunted swing in Delhi. I'm gonna kick off number 5 by just showing you this clip. Let's have a look.
घर चलने थोड़ा मन में अबे रुक जाओ चलने 2 मिनट रुक तो जा ओए भाई यहाँ से निकलना बेहतर.
That one is so freaky because you see the swing start swinging, and it's not like you can blame the wind or something on this one. There's another swing right next to it that isn't moving at all. So either this is some very selective wind, a cheap trick, or we have a ghost really going on this swing. And the two men filming it sound like they're legitimately afraid of when the swing starts going all on its own. I don't have a backstory on this property, so I can't give you details on what would have happened to make this playground haunted. It could be the ghost of a child who was murdered there, who knows? Or it could be some ghost who was just walking through town and was like, hey, a cool swing. I haven't used a swing in like 200 years. At number 4 we have the hanging bodies. I feel like we can just stop with the description right there. If you see hanging bodies at a playground, that's definitely going to ruin your day. And that isn't all that's going on at the Hummel Playground and Park in Omaha, Nebraska. There have been all sorts of ghosts that have been seen all over the park, but the most famous are the dead bodies that have been seen hanging from ropes and then vanish after you look away. People think that these could be ghosts of people that may have been lynched there in the past. Other people think that they are dark spirits that have been summoned from people performing animal sacrifices in the park. That's a real thing that has been happening. Holy moly, this just keeps getting worse. Maybe you should just take your kids to Chuck E. Cheese instead. Just skip the park. At number 3 we have Master Splinter. I think a playground in London might have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles living below it because it seems like a maintenance worker found Master Splinter on this playground. Here's the thing, rats don't gross me out, so this picture doesn't really bother me, but I understand that rats can be a phobia for a lot of people. What I'm worried about is the kids playing on the playground. There are some rats running around that could eat your kid. Those rats are huge. Like if we were placing bets on who would win in a fight, that rat or 4-year-old, I would put $2 grand on the rat, no questions asked. At number 2 we have Cemetery Playground. Why not build a playground on top of an old cemetery? The ground's just sitting there anyways, might as well put it to use. Well, in Fremont, Nebraska, some city planners decided that they wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone when they constructed a shiny new playground on top of some old graves. Turns out when you do something like that, the ghosts will use it more than the kids do. The ghost of a crying woman has been singing sitting on a bench in the park. She's probably super sad because someone smashed her shiny new headstone. And for our number 1 spot we have the Dead Children's Playground. With a name like that you know it had to be number 1. This place is packed with more ghosts than your friend's phone who never gets texted back. There are a couple of reasons why this place is a hotspot for supernatural activity. So the playground is built right next to the Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville, Alabama. What a wonderful idea. You know what kids need while they're frolicking around enjoying their youth? A reminder that life comes to an end. And if that wasn't enough of a reason for you to be freaked out about this park, let me fill you in on how this park got its name. In the 1960s, there was someone who started abducting children and dumping their dead bodies in this park. And now their ghosts run around trying to escape their attacker in a never-ending purgatory loop. Yeah, this place is terrifying. Alright everyone, that is our list. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and as promised I'm going to be doing some pet shoutouts. If you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. I pick new pets every day, so if you don't get picked one day, message again another day. You can message as many times as you want, I don't care. If it takes me a little while to get back to you, I am very sorry. I have so many of these to do, so just give me a little bit of time, and without taking any longer, let's shout out some pets. First we have Angie's dog Kobe. This guy is a big cutie, I can tell he's vibing. And then we have Lauren's dog Ben. Oh my god, look at that smile, he's so handsome. Yazzie sent in a picture of her cat Rain. She has disabled legs, but she is still the biggest cutie of all time. Kira sent in a picture of a bunch of doggos. Look at that team go, they are so good. Emily sent in a picture of her dog Spirit. Hey, we've got the same hair. Me and that dog, we got the same kind of same thing going on, same salad. And finally we have Jessica's dog Sir Winston. This guy is a knight and he deserves all of your respect for sure. Alright everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. If you need more Most Amazing Top 10 content, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, I've been Jay Dorena, and you won't catch me on a playground because it's weird if I go to a playground. Okay, bye.